What if I told you you've been using MongoDB the wrong way all this while? Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I will show you how to get started using Mongoose with MongoDB. Mongoose is an ORM that is built for MongoDB and NodeJS with out-of-the-box support for TypeScript. Mongoose stands out by providing a feature-rich schema-based solution that significantly boosts developer productivity for structured applications. If you think popcorn and movies is a match made in heaven, then you are sleeping on Mongoose and MongoDB. Mongoose provides declarative validation rules between schema, which reduces boilerplate code. Mongoose also provides middleware and virtuals that handle common tasks without external libraries. In today's video, we will cover the following talking points. We are going to look at how to create a Mongoose connection to a MongoDB database. We are going to see how to create single and multiple records with Mongoose. We are going to see how to fetch single and multiple records with Mongoose. We are going to see how to run simple queries. We are going to see how to update a record. And last but not the least, we are going to see how to delete a record. So if you think that makes sense, then absolutely smash the like button. Ensure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification to get access to all of our videos as they drop. Let's dive into the code for today's video. I will generate a package.json file using the npm init command, and since I want to use TypeScript for this project, I will generate a tsconfig.json file using the tsinit command. I will open up this file and erase the original content and paste in some content I have already copied. Then I will go ahead to install Mongoose. Then I will create a new folder named src, and inside of this folder I will create a new file named index.ts. Inside this file, I will attempt to connect to a MongoDB database using Mongoose. I will be connecting to a local MongoDB community edition which I have already installed on my computer, but the process is the same for your live MongoDB database. Inside of this index.ts file, I will import Mongoose from Mongoose. Then I will create a new variable named dbURL, which will be equal to the URL for the local MongoDB database on my computer. I am connecting to the test database. Next, I will call the connect method on the Mongoose object. This method accepts a URL, which is the URL of the MongoDB database you want to connect to. This method returns a promise, so we have to chain a call to the then method and pass a callback to it. Inside the callback, I will just console log database connection successful. I will also chain a call to the catch method to handle any errors encountered while trying to connect to the database. I will open up a terminal and run mongo to get my local MongoDB database up and running. Then we open up another terminal and use nodemon to save up the app. You can see that we get a message in the terminal, database connection successful. The next step would be to create a Mongoose schema, and for that I will create a new file book.ts inside a schema folder which sits inside of a data folder that is in turn inside of the src folder. A Mongoose schema is basically a description of the documents that will be stored inside a collection. If you are familiar with MongoDB, you will know that each collection allows us to create a schema which defines the shape of documents in that collection. Inside this file, I will import schema from Mongoose. I will create a book schema, which is a result of instantiating the schema class, and this constructor requires an object that will define the shape of the documents in that collection. I will add a title property, and then I will ensure that it is required and its type is a string. I will add an ISBN property which will also be required and its type will also be a string. I will add a pages property whose type will be a number and it will also be required. The second argument we can pass to the schema constructor is a config object, and I will just set the timestamps property to true. This adds the created art and updated art date feeds to each document inside of this collection. Then I will export this schema as default from this file. Next, we need to create a model. This model serves as an interface for a MongoDB collection. I will create a new file, book.ts, and this file will sit inside of a models folder which sits inside of the data folder. Inside of this file, I will import model from Mongoose, and then I will also import the book schema. Next, I will create a variable books which store the result of calling the model function which we imported from Mongoose. The first argument we pass to this function is the name for the collection, and the next argument is going to be the schema for this collection, which will be the book schema. Then we will export the books model as default from this file. I will head back to the index.ts file where we will use this model to run some crude operations on the database. I will import the books model inside of this file, and let's try to create a book. To do that, we have to use the create method on the books model. This function accepts an object and it has to match the schema we defined inside of the book schema. Thus, the object we have a title property which is equal to the real D, an ISBN property which will be 12345678990, and the pages property will be 300. Then I will console log book created. If I run this app from the terminal, you will see the newly created book in the terminal. Now let's see how to create multiple records at once. I will create an array that has two book objects inside it, and then I will use the insert mini method to insert these books into the books collection. This method allows us to create more than one record at a time. Then I will console log the created books, which you can see in the terminal. Next, let's retrieve all documents inside of a collection. To get all documents inside of a collection, you can simply use the find method on the model to do this. I will store the results in a variable books, which I will log out to the console. Let's retrieve a single document by its ID, and for that you can use the find by ID method, passing in the ID of the document as an argument to this method. You can see the found books in the console. Let's run some simple queries on this collection. Let's try to find all books with more than 300 pages. There are different approaches to this. The first one we look at involves using the find method. This method accepts a filter object and we want to find the books with pages that are greater than 300. So the filter object, we have a pages property, and then its value will be an object with the $sign greater than operator as its key. This operator is a native MongoDB operator and its value will be 300 since we want the pages to be greater than 300. I will console log the books farm and you can see that their pages are greater than 300. The other approach involves using the var method. We have to pass pages as an argument to it and chain a call to the gt method. The gt method will accept 300 as an argument and you can see that the results are still the same. Now let's see how to update a book. To do this, you can simply use the find by ID method, passing in the ID of the document you want to update as the first argument to it, and then an object with the properties you want to update on the method as the second argument. I just want to change the title of this book to The Pains of Heartbreak. Finally, to delete a document, you simply use the find by ID and delete method on the model, passing in the ID of the document you want to delete. That is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you found it useful and interesting. Absolutely smash the like button and ensure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification so you get access to all of our videos as they drop, and I will see you in the next one.